Hi Algebra, welcome to 1.4, Write Equations and Inequalities. This is usually tricky. Students really mess up on the vocabulary, so take this slowly. Again, use your notes when you're working on the homework. Keep checking back. Our learning target, I can translate verbal phrases into equations or inequalities, and I can evaluate expressions in real life situations. So the first thing I'm going to do is let's just jump in with a little bit of a warm-up. You might be able to do some of these. We'll see. Translate the verbal phrase into an expression and then evaluate when x equals 4. So I've got two things going on here. First of all, I have 2 times the quantity. As soon as you see the word quantity, you're going to put parentheses of 5 less than a number x. I put this there on purpose because everybody would want to write 5 minus x, but we're taking 5 away from x. So I have x minus 5. Now I want to evaluate when x is equal to 4. So I'm going to substitute 4 in for x. So 2 times 4 minus 5. Don't be afraid of that. 4 minus 5 is the negative value. So I'll have 2 times negative 1. And remember, when you multiply a positive with a negative, you're going to get a negative. Good times, good times. All right, here we go. Part B. The square, okay, so I'm going to have something squared, of a quotient. That means divide. 3 and a number 6. That can reduce, always reduce those fractions. 1/2, the quantity is squared. This can be written in 2 ways. We can square the top number, and we can square the bottom number. 1 squared is just 1, 2 squared is 4. The other way we can do this, 1/2 times 1/2. Multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. So you get the same answer. The key concept here is translating our verbal phrases. Here are the different symbols, and here are the meanings. Here are some associated words. Is equal to. Lots of times you just might see is. So be very careful with that. That throws students off. Also, is less than or equal to. That's also the same as at most or no more than. So definitely look back at this chart to help you with the problems. So let's jump to example 1. The sum of twice a number, x, and 3. So we're adding twice a number, which would just be 2x. And we have our other number 3. We're going to sum it. So I'm putting a plus. Look at this. Is, told you means equal, 11. They didn't ask you to solve anything, so we're just going to leave it as is. Part B. A number x is no less than 10 and no more than 25. This one's kind of tricky. So I'm going to put x in the middle. It's got to be between these 2 values, right? No less than. No less than looks like this symbol, doesn't it? Well, what's happening here? I'm flipping it around. I'm going to flip the other one around also. Let's see why. Because if I just had this, x is no less than 10, you would write x no less than 10. But since I'm working with 2 values and I have x in the middle, notice the greater than symbols pointing towards the x. Same with my actual answer. Now let's try to do the same thing with C. I know I said this one's tricky, but it's just as tricky as B. Here we go. Q is at least 5 and less than 17. And there is a reason why this is tricky. So I'm going to put Q in the middle. 5 and 17. It's at least. Now remember, the at least is a symbol, but since I don't have the variable on the left side, we're going to flip it. And I have less than equal to. But it's just less than 17. So I know I don't have a less than equal to on this one. What do you think? So far, so good? Let's go to example 2. Check whether 4 is a solution. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to substitute 4 in for every variable x and see what happens. So I have 7 plus 3 times 4 is equal to 19. 3 times 4 is 12. 7 plus 12 is 19. Does that equal? Yes, so this one's is the solution. Now I'm going to substitute 4 in for x on part B. Ooh, don't have a lot of space here. 9 times 4 minus 20. Does that equal to 15? Well, 9 times 4 is 36 minus 20. And I'm going to get 16 equals 15. Nope, not a solution. Now let's try this one. And now look, I have an inequality symbol. 3 times 4 plus 1 is less than 18. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1. 13 is less than 18. Is that true? Yes, it is. And last but not least, 9 minus 2 times 4 is greater than or equal to 1. Well, 2 times 4 is 8. So 9 minus 8 is greater than or equal to 1. That is true. Now the reason why this is true is because of this equal symbol. If I didn't have that there, then it would be false. All right, next page. If I'm going too fast, pause it or play it again. Example 3. Use mental math to solve the equation. Well, what number minus 7 equals 13? That's what you got to figure out. Right away, I know it's 20. 20 minus 7 is equal to 13. If you're not really good at the mental math, watch this. When you're going to solve for a variable, you want this variable by itself. So what you have to do is undo everything that's happening. So we have a minus 7. The opposite of subtracting 7 would be adding 7. If I add it to this side of the equation, I'll add it to this side of the equation also. These will cancel. X is equal to 20. So algebraically, sometimes these problems are a little bit easier to work out. How about this? 7 times what is equal to 77? We know that x is going to equal 11 here. Again, if you want to solve it algebraically, undo what's happening to x. X is being multiplied by 7, so the opposite would be divide by 7. So x is equal to 11. Notice when I divided by 7 on the left side, I divided it by the right side also. How about this one? What divided by 8 is 56? So that's got to be a really big number. And that turns out to be 448. How did I get that? Well, basically, if I know if I multiply those, that will give me that big number. So algebraically, n divided by 8 is equal to 56. Undo what's happening to n. N is being multiplied by, or divided by 8. So let's do the opposite. Let's multiply both sides by 8. Because these will cancel. N is equal to 448. There's a lot going on with this section here. How about a story problem? You went to Action Territory with 4 friends, and you had a half-off coupon. It was Thrilling Thursday for unlimited go-karts, bumper cars, bumper boats, laser tag, mini golf, and the vault. You paid $62.50. What is the person's share if you pay full price? Now keep in mind we had 4 people. I don't know what the price of the ticket is, so let's just use like N. And also I paid half. So 4 stands for 4 people. I don't know how much each ticket price is, and then I did half of it. And my final result, or what I paid, was $62.50. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. If I multiply both sides by 2, I'll get rid of that half. So 4n is equal to 125. And then, we're solving for n. It's being multiplied by 4. Do the opposite. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And n will turn out to be $31.25. If you leave your answer like this, it's going to be wrong. You need to put that dollar symbol there so you know what the answer is. And this is for each ticket price. Label that work. Example 5. You are making pancakes for breakfast. Each batch takes 3/4 of a cup of flour. You have 5 cups of flour. Can you make 7 batches of pancakes? Well, you actually really don't even need this until the very end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3/4, multiply by 7. I'm going to get 21/4. This time we actually need to change this into a mixed number. 4 goes into 21 5 times with 1 left over. So this is how much flour I need. 5 1/4 cups. Well, how many cups do I have? I have 5, so am I going to have enough? No. Go shopping. Here is the homework assignment. We're going to be doing this in class. Have a nice evening.